Hey guys, what's up? It's Jordan here. So I've been asked by a few of you through social media, as well as a couple of people have mentioned within the comments of my previous video, that they want to get a little bit more detail about the build of the eGPU, as well as how to set it up, the benchmarks of it, all that kind of stuff. So I guess with this video, that's what I'll be doing. It's not going to be the highest quality video, guys. I'm just using my phone. Yeah, sure, it shoots 4K, that's awesome, but it's definitely not the best 4K. And in fact, if I want to actually focus on the monitor, then every single time the monitor goes dark, my face goes really light. See, isn't that awesome? Isn't that just so cool? Okay, so I'll just focus on my face from now. But as you can see, I got my eGPU working. It's running Unigen Heaven right now. It is on pretty much max settings with like 4 times anti-aliasing, I believe. And it's getting like 20 frames per second, 23. It's bouncing around there, but yeah, average probably like 23. Obviously, you definitely want to get a higher frame rate, and if you want to do that, you're probably going to be wanting to go with a higher GPU, like a 970, 980, or now that the 10s have come out, either the 1070 or the 1080. Now, I don't have all the money in the world, but I will be getting the 1070 when it comes out, and obviously I'll be able to give you guys more benchmarks with that, because I have heard that the actual bandwidth for the little Thunder 2, the box that you get that you put the graphics card inside, only supports up to 5 gigabytes of bandwidth. Now I'm not sure how correct that is, because the Thunderbolt 2 supports up to 20 gigabytes per second. So I don't know why you'd build a box that can only have 5 gigabytes of bandwidth when you have 20 gigabytes to work with. Seems kind of weird. So basically, like I said with this video, I'm actually going to kind of get the components all separated and everything with my eGPU, put it all back together, hopefully I don't mess anything up, and I'll be able to give you guys a little bit more detail about how to build that, the components that I did end up getting and using, and it works great, guys. I am running it on Windows 10 just because I finally got it to work with Mac OS 10. However, there's a ton of steps when you do that, and it seemed like every single time you go to actually use your laptop as a laptop, because you expect to kind of do that, and you plug it back into the graphics card, it doesn't remember all the settings that you had to go through and code you had to write and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I would just probably suggest running your MacBook in Windows if you are going to be building an eGPU. Windows 10 is great, guys. It runs all of my games just fine. Obviously, you get a lot more options with games and video editing, though, it is kind of a disappointment because I do have some programs that I'd be utilizing with OS 10, but I mean, Windows 10 is still really good on that. So, like I said, I'll get into the builds of all that kind of stuff. I'm going to take it apart right now, but you guys can see it is working. It's working great. So, yay! Okay, guys. So now I have taken everything apart here. I'm just going to kind of show you the parts that I did end up going with for this build. That way you guys can get the exact parts you want to get, or if you have different parts, you can get those as well. So this right here is what's called the Thunder 2. I have the box right here. You will need to have this. You have to have this. This is a required component. Now, I did get mine. I want to say it was like 220 bucks or something like that, 200 bucks. I don't remember the exact cost of it, but you have to have this. This is a must. And it does come with a Thunderbolt cable as well, which is the thing that's plugged in right here. So, Thunderbolt. This plugs in to your Mac via Thunderbolt. No way. Okay, so we have the casing here. Now, this whole board and everything is going to be what transfers from your Thunderbolt to your PCI slot. You also have a fan connected in here. Now, this is removable. You can remove it and whatever, but I got a card. I wanted to get a card, at least, that fit inside of this without having to remove this. As well as, in the future, I kind of already mentioned I'll be going with the 1070. To make the 1070 fit, you actually have to kind of break the box. So I have to take out this, and then this unscrews. This black part just kind of comes off. And then you have this metal wall right here. You actually have to break this in certain points down here, and you have to then bend it sideways so that it can fit a longer card. So if you don't feel like doing that, if you get a longer card, just get one that actually fits, which This one does. Now this is the 4GB version of the EVGA 960. This is the superclocked edition. People ask me, I've had a bunch of friends, why did you get the 960 and why did you get the superclocked and why did you get the 4GB one? Because it was on sale. So this one was on sale. I know the 960s are, a lot of them are going on sale now that they have the 10 series out, but I went with this one because it fit in this one without having to do anything to it. You can also even use the casing as well with it. Now, I've stopped using the casing with it just because I have found that even with the holes that I did drill into the outside casing for this thing right here, so I drilled holes in it and whatever, it's still getting too warm. The graphics card at some points would just like quit out, stop when I'm playing some games because it was technically overheating, I guess, even though it said temperature-wise that it was just fine. So I just use this part of the box. It's kind of cool too because you can actually see your graphics card. If you get a different graphics card, you can actually see it, and it keeps it cool because it's open. You just have to make sure you clean it, get the dust off of it, all that kind of crap. So yeah, that card, that box. And then the only other thing that you're going to need is a power supply. So now, this system comes with a power supply. Sorry guys, it's all shaky. So it will plug into this. I don't remember what the exact wattage of it was. I kind of want to say it was like a, golly, I think someone told me it was like a 40 watt or something like that. Something stupid. Nothing that would be able to really power any kind of graphics card. So this is the graphics card. I have it here. There it is. Ta-da! The 960. And then all you're going to do, guys, to kind of install this, because it's fairly easy to install, is there is a bracket right here that you'll see in yours. I removed it. You can leave it in there if you want. What I found is that it was making it too tight to actually put the card in. So now, with taking this part off, I can just simply take this, if I can, show you guys. So now it just goes in the bottom here, and then it slides in. Maybe if it wants to. See if I can actually get this to focus. Will it focus? Will you do it? Oh, there we go. Okay, so now, why is it not going down? This is the problem I had before, guys, because the pin configuration, this little thingy, would not go in. And this also, I'm doing this with one hand, so, you know, this is probably the best thing to be doing with one hand. Okay, it doesn't want to go in. You little bugger, go in there. Actually, when you do get it in, it is, I'm not gonna lie, it's quite a snug little fit. Are you kidding me right now? There we go. I got it. Look, see? Now it's all the way down. Okay, so once it's all the way down, you can't see any more of those gold pins on the top of the card. Then you know it's all the way down. It fits in there actually pretty well. Alright, that was really difficult, guys. Okay, so now the card's actually in there. So the next thing, like I was talking about, is going to be powering it. Now, there's a power supply that's called the Dell DA2. D is in dog, A is in alpha, and 2, the number 2. That is a 220 watt power supply. It's enough to power the graphics card as well as the Thunder 2, the actual box. So you have to get one of those. Now it does have 4 pins. It does have an 8-pin kind of connector on it, but it doesn't match up with any of the other like connectors you can get for it. So I have this guy who made some connectors for me. I will leave, hopefully I can find the cables that he made for me. I got them on eBay. They were really cheap. I think they were like 10 bucks or something like that. But basically it makes it to where it converts an 8-pin of a power supply to a 6-pin, which this, as you can see on top right here, is a 6-pin. So you have to have a 6-pin to power it. If you plug the 8-pin in, it doesn't work. So you have to have the 6-pin. And he made me actually a 6-pin and another 6-pin. So it's got an 8-pin that connects to a 6-pin and another 6-pin. And as you can imagine, that other 6-pin, you actually get this cable right here, this guy, which is actually connected to my converter thing. It's a 6-pin to what's called a barrel plug. And can you imagine where this plugs in? That's right. Into there. This guy right there. So you plug, see if I can pull this out, and there's a lot of crap here. So this is the end of the Dell D2. You can see it back there. It's back there. See? This is the end of it. This cable I got online, this yellow and black one. It makes it to where this 8-pin thing right here goes to a 6-pin, the one I have in my hand, and another 6-pin, this one right here. And this cable I got on Amazon for $20, and it converts a 6-pin to a barrel plug. It actually has 2 of them, which I think is really stupid. I haven't figured out yet if I can actually just remove this, or if I have to keep it plugged in, but it has 2 of them. I don't know why the heck you'd ever need 2 of them, but we get 2 of them, so I guess you have a spare one in case one of them goes out or whatever. So this plugs into the graphics card. Ding, plugs into this right here. Fits perfectly. Ding. Okay, and then this plugs into here. The reason you want to do that, and you don't want to power it separately, I've heard a lot of people who have said you're going to run into issues. Your graphics card's just going to shut off because you're going to have different power going to different things. You're going to have one thing powering the PCI slot, and the other thing's going to be powering the graphics card. Just don't do that. Just have everything running off of one. So that's what I decided to do. No one would actually give me an explanation why, but when someone tells me on a form to do it, normally I listen because I'm kind of a noob anyways. So that's what I did. I just got that little yellow and black converter, that red and black converter barrel plug thing, and then plugged it into my Dell DA2, which is a big honkin' power supply, and it works really well. I haven't had any kind of power issues powering this card, and because it's a 220 watt power supply, and the new NVIDIA cards, the 1070 and the 1080 are both well below 220, I'm actually able to power either one of those. But I'm going to be going with the 1070 just because based off of price. Like I said, don't have all the money in the world, but I'll be going with that. So I will have to end up breaking the case and bending it and making it to where I can fit a longer card. Hopefully when I actually get that card, I'll be able to show you guys maybe a video on how I'm going to do that. But for now, 960, I got 4 gigabytes. I can run any of my games right now on medium specs. I like to play a lot of Steam games as well, so I'm playing like Heroes and Generals, and I can play those on maximum settings, and then Team Fortress. Everybody likes Team Fortress. I mean, I can play that and have no problems with it either. So yeah, plenty of power, guys, for any of those kind of games or whatever. But yeah, that's kind of how this all fits together. I'll be plugging this in so that way you guys can see it if I plug this puppy in here. Let's move this. There we go. Okay, so burst cables everywhere. Let's get this stupid cables. Okay, wow. Alright. Here's the power cable. Slide it this way a little bit more. Okay, so this is going to plug right into here. If I can get it. Go in there. Go in there, buddy. You can do it. There we go. Okay. And then this guy right here, this is going to plug right in there. If I can get that without looking at it. It's always funny trying to looking at things on the phone rather than actually doing it in real life. Okay. And guys, like that is literally it. That's the whole setup right there. And then I got an HDMI cable right here. I'm going to plug this into the HDMI port on the graphics card. And then I will give you guys the rundown on how to install the graphics card and make it work on your computer. Okay guys, we are now resuming in Windows. So I've turned on my MacBook and I'm in Windows. So now, you literally just go to the internet and you Google search GTX 960, because that's the card I got. And you do Windows 10 driver. This one I think is the most current. So you're going to download this. You're going to click on that. I already downloaded it, so I don't need to do it again. But you just need to make sure in supported products that it says GTX 960 or whatever card you're using. So yeah, you download that, you run it. Then once you do that, you're going to click on install, and it'll say that you need to restart your computer. So at that point, we'll close out of this. We go ahead and restart our computer, and when you go to restart it, you're going to plug in the Thunderbolt cable that is connected to your Thunder 2, the box. You just plug it right directly into there, sunshine, on your Thunderbolt port on your MacBook. If you have 2, you can choose whatever one you want, it doesn't matter. If you have a MacBook Air, you just plug it into the one Thunderbolt port. And then yeah, we'll see it pop on. So let's go ahead and Yours would be restarting, but I'm just going to shut mine down anyways. Okay, so now it's shut down. So now we plug this puppy directly into the Thunderbolt port on the laptop. And then we click the power button again. And you have to make sure that you start it up in Windows. If you don't, you might run into a problem, because nothing will show on the display. It'll just be on the MacBook. There it is. Go to Windows. And then what's really cool is that if you have a monitor or TV or whatever already plugged in, it ought to recognize that. Why is my device not on? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I don't think that's on. It's not on. Now, why is that not turning on? I'm assuming we have some sort of interference. I'm gonna check the connections on this one real quick, guys, and then we'll get it to go. Alrighty, guys. You joined me at a very scary time. I tried it a couple times, it didn't turn on. And I was like, what's going on? So, whenever you do this, make sure you unplug your power supply. I guess I did the whole build and everything with the power supply on. That's always exciting. So I unplugged the wrong one. So that's really great. So luckily my power supply didn't go out or anything. I just kind of tripped something within the power supply. Just unplugged it, plugged it back in. You know that it's working when everything kind of, the light's on the power supply, and then all you gotta do is push the power button here on my laptop. Let's see if I can zoom out far enough. Push it on the laptop, hold down the option button, and then obviously this will turn on, the fan will start spinning, lights on, all that crap. We'll get this pulled up here in Windows, and then like I was saying before, kind of cool, it'll just recognize that the drive's there, it'll recognize that's plugged in to that, and it will start pulling that up onto there. Why is my monitor? Oh, my monitor's on. Okay. There we go. Maybe. There it is. Alright, so step back a little bit. Now it's on my monitor. My graphics card is running this. I'm gonna type in my security code here. My login, my password. Turder. Dirty. There it is! Alright. And you are pretty much all set. If you go to your file explorer, you can go this PC, click on the properties. I know there's an easier way to do this, but I don't know how. Click on device manager, go to your display adapters, and you can see NVIDIA GTX 960 if we can focus on it. There we go, look at that. So, okay guys, that's the whole rundown on how to basically make an eGPU work on your MacBook. Your MacBook Pro. Why is this having such a hard time focusing? My goodness. Crazy, everything's so blurry. Anyways, so yeah, that's how it works. Everything's up and running, good to go. You can have it running on this monitor and this monitor, but if you do that, the graphics card will only be focusing on one. So if you do like a dual display, I don't know if you have a monitor that's going to look good with this little tiny thing, but if you do have dual display kind of going, this and your graphics card will be running at a terrible frame rate because your MacBook will be using the internal graphics on your Mac, and your graphics card will be using the monitor. So you you're gonna see a ridiculous frame rate drop. But yeah, you can just go into Unigiant Heaven here. I know a couple of you guys wanted to see the benchmarks of it. So this is going to be just a very easy one. I'm just going to do medium quality. Let's go moderate tessellation with 2x anti-aliasing. And this is a 2560 by 1440 monitor. We'll run it in full screen. And we'll step back and you guys can see the frames per second. Maybe if it'll actually focus on the frickin' display. Sorry guys for making this video so long too. You guys are going to be like, what in the world have I watched for the past, I don't know, when I combine all these together, 15 minutes? Anyways, there it goes. That's wonderful. Let's see if we can see the frames per second here. Okay, it's running at 23 frames per second. That's terrible. What is going on with this puppy? Well, it is 2560 by 1440 in medium spec, so I will give it this. It is a 960. It is not no 970. It's not a 980. It's not a 1070. It's not a 1080. Once you get those running at that kind of frames per second or whatever, you're gonna see a lot higher frame rate. But yeah, I mean, it's doing okay. Nothing amazing. I'll also do a Valley benchmark for you guys. I don't know what you guys are going to be playing at 2560 by 1440 with a freaking 960. I mean, for me, it's like Team Fortress and freaking Heroes and Generals and all that kind of crap. So let's go ahead and exit. I'm going to give you guys one more benchmark on here with Valley. Go over here to Valley. Pull that puppy up. All right, let's do something crazy. Let's go quality ultra. Why are you not focusing? There we go. Anti-aliasing times 8. Yeah, this will be fun. So we'll see how this runs. I will say this: Valley does have some interesting things that it runs on your graphics card. Puts quite a bit of stress on it. So we got 8 times anti-aliasing, and it was on highest quality with 2560 by 1440, and we have it running at 23, 21, 22 frames per second. Now, just to kind of give you guys an idea on like how good that actually is, my MacBook, when I was running it on the just the internal graphics, integrated graphics, on this, it was getting about 2 frames per second. So kind of a big increase between the two. But yeah, that's how you build an eGPU for a MacBook. You set it up with the graphics driver, and you plug in a monitor or TV or I guess projector. I don't know what you're going to be using, but allows you to utilize a desktop graphics card. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up if you would, if you like it. I know it wasn't the best quality video in the world, and I'm not considered a YouTuber, so I don't do anything fantastic with this. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it helps. Hope it's a little bit more in depth compared to the other one. And I'll include the links for the cables that I got, the adapters, the yellow and black one, and also the red and black one. It's a Dell DA2 power supply. We went over that. It's a EVGA is what I got. It's the 960 graphics card. And then the monitor I'm actually using is an Acer monitor. It's a 2560 by 1440 monitor. I got it on a refurbished one. I believe it was like, holy crap, probably 180 bucks or something like that. It was actually really good for a 2560 by 1440 monitor. It does 62 frames per second is the max that I can get on it. So not bad. But yeah, guys, hope you have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.